Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ajwa and in this video I have more Khadlaj fragrances to share. I've been testing a lot of them out, but in this video I've limited myself to 5, out of which I was able to get one full bottle after testing these fragrances out, and fell in love with it. I even fell in love with this fragrance from first name. There were 2 that I wanted to get, but I just picked one in full bottle, and the other one I'm most likely going to get a full bottle probably before the end of the month. That is the whole idea. So I'm going to start off with the Carols line. They have a line they have so many lines, and that is what I like about them. Whenever they come out, they come up with like an entire line with fragrances of up to 4 5. And the Carols line is one of those popular ones that is being, marketed on YouTube and other social media platforms. I have 3 of them decants in my collection right now. And the Carols line, the one I don't have is the blue bottle, which has been reportedly, or it's reportedly inspired by Louis Vuitton Imagination. But the rest I have here. The first one is going to be Carols Wood Fire, and that is going to be the red bottle. So this one has a note of, let me just give you the notes. It has a note of cardamom and then Davana at the top. It has rose, nutmeg in the middle. It has vanilla and then patchouli at the base. When I sprayed this one, it immediately reminded me of something I already have in my collection. It's a masculine leaning scent, although quite unisex in my opinion. It immediately reminded me of Ad Azafran's Wafa, which is also marketed towards men for the most part. I simply describe this one as a gourmand scent for men because although it has a note of coffee and chocolate, it is also very earthy, very intense patchouli with some, earthy vetiver tones to it. So it leans more masculine than unisex in my opinion. And Oud Fire from Khadlaj immediately reminded me of this. What this one is not is that it is not as intense as this. This one comes across as a little more masculine, a little more earthy, a little more mossy. The note structure for these 2 fragrances are entirely different. This includes coffee and some, cacao. This one does not. The note structure like entirely different, but they smell so much alike, about 95%, with this one being more intense. And this has been compared to, or this has been known to take inspiration from Kilian's Black Phantom, which is a fragrance I have not come across, so I wouldn't be able to, really say. But from other, creators I have watched, they say it is quite close to Kilian's Black Phantom, so I would like to go with that. And this one smells so much like Wafa. To me, I would simply describe this as a masculine leaning gourmand scent, a scent that men would appreciate more, although quite unisex to me. This one feels a little more masculine leaning. I think that was what we were going for because of that earthy tones. Although it doesn't have the note of chocolate and coffee, I still get it. In this one, they are listed, so you get it like more intense. But they give off like very similar vibes, or not even similar vibes, like they are exactly the same thing, like 95% similar. So if you've been wondering about Oud Fire from Ad Azafran, it is almost identical to Wafa from Ad Azafran. So that is going to be the first one. The next in the Carols line is going to be Carols Amber Gold, and this is the gold bottle. And this includes the notes of blackcurrant, cyclamen, rose jasmine, narcissus, oud incense, benzoin, and then patchouli. It is supposedly and rose, rose oud combo, but it doesn't give you that quintessential Middle Eastern rose oud combo like the Shagaf ouds, the Club de Nuit Intense Woman, those quintessential rose oud combo, Middle Eastern Oriental style. It doesn't give you that at all. This one, although the notes, are quite fruity with the blackcurrant, I get more of the florals. It has the floral note of rose, jasmine, and narcissus. I'm not too sure what exactly I'm smelling, but I get more of a floral nuance, much more than the blackcurrant and then the oud and the incense. It doesn't come across to me as the quintessential rose oud combo. It is more floral, but it also doesn't give me rose. It doesn't give me jasmine. It doesn't give me that, yellow floral narcissus that I personally do not, vibe with for the most part. But it puts me in the mind frame of a very ambery floral fragrance. That is the simplest way I can describe it. An ambery floral fragrance with a slight hint of that, blackcurrant. Sometimes when blackcurrant is used in fragrances, they add that, the green part of it, so it becomes a bit green. But in this case, it is not green at all. I also don't get the base notes in this fragrance, which includes the oud, the incense, the benzoin, and the patchouli. I don't get them at all. It is more of an amber floral scent. And what stands out to me, although it is not listed as part of this, is going to be something like a cherry cola. Like it feels like cherry cola, like cherries and then a hint of Coca-Cola. It gives me that vibes, for some reason. That is what I get. The note structure and the scent profile do not match to me at all. It is entirely different. It puts me in the mind frame of a very fruity, sweet fragrance with that cherry cola nuance. That is what I get, for the most part. So my best bet is that it's going to be best described as a floral amber scent, but not like a fruity one. The blackcurrant, not so much. The blackcurrant translates more to a cherry nuance to me, like a cherry cola nuance to me, more than blackcurrant, if it makes any sense. So that is going to be amber gold. I think it is a perfect unisex scent. It comes across as a bit rich and thick. It also gives me this sort of sexy vibes, very sexy, very well-rounded, very floral, very cherry cola-ish, like fruity, but not the blackcurrant it states it has, but more of a cherry cola nuance to it, And I like this one so much. It is quite a very likable one, much more likable than the Carol's Oud Fire, which feels a little more boxed, it feels a little more rigid, but this one feels a little more fluid, a little more versatile, a little more unisex to me, not like very sweet, but a little more unisex, even feminine leaning in my opinion. So that's going to be Carol's Amber Gold. The next one is going to be the Secret Max, which I have spoken about already. It is marketed as an inspiration of Arabian Tonka, which is like close to it. I did a comparison between this and Noir de Arabia, which are both inspiration for Arabian Tonka. And to me, this one is like a more close, they are both close, but I guess for like Noir de Arabia feels a little, when you compare this and that, then you get that bit of screechiness that Noir de Arabia has, but this one feels a little more smooth. This one also feels more of that, you get more of that Baccarat Rouge saffron, sweet sugar, that fluffy saffron vibes of Baccarat Rouge. You get it much more in this one as opposed to Noir de Arabia, for example. Nonetheless, both are very beautiful interpretation or inspired by Arabian Tonka fragrance. I just find it a little too sweet and a little too cloying. There's something about it that gives me that vibes. It is still a very beautiful, sexy fragrance in my opinion, more of a winter, spring fragrance. And that is what the same vibes you get in this one, like that beautiful resonant tonka. Tonka can sometimes come across as almondy or nutty, but this one doesn't give you that. This is going to give you that sugary Baccarat Rouge saffron, fluffy vibes, as well as that beautiful resonance rich tonka with some chocolatey nuances, a bit of a chocolatey lactonic nuance here and there, with some red fruit, something like red berries, berry-like fruits, and some roses, very beautifully done. I see where the appeal is, and I'll highly recommend this. So that is going to be Secret Max from Khadlaj. This next one I got in a full bottle after testing it out, and this is going to be Fleur Oud, and this includes the note of mandarin and rose at the top. It has musk and geranium at the middle, and then it has some vanilla, tonka, woody notes, and then amber at the base. When you look at the base notes and you smell this, I don't get anything from the base notes. Probably just for the woods, it's woody at the base, but I don't get no vanilla, I don't get no tonka, I don't get like an ambery, nuance. What I get from this fragrance is a fresh floral green animalic fragrance. Although it says it is a floral oud fragrance with the name Fleur Oud, I don't get the oud, It is not like a quintessential oudi, banyadi oud or any type of oud. I don't get anything oud. I get something animalic, but that animalic nuance I get, it's more of a civic sort of animalic nuance, with those civics, that cat paste sort of animalic nuance. That is what I get in this one, but not like a woody agarwood oud. It doesn't give me that at all. It is still animalic, but it is more of a civic animalic nuance than a woody Banyadi or agarwood sort of, skanky animalic nuance, if it makes any sense at all. I get a similar animalic nuance I get in the fragrance like First by Van Cleef and Arpels, which I have in my collection. I also get the same civet nuance that I get from this fragrance that has the green lid. I'll put somewhere, on the screen. I get that sort of, civet animalic nuance in this, as well as something green, something fresh, a bit of that mandarin orange nuance. It doesn't give me like a fresh mandarin orange, but it gives me something orangey, not like a very zesty orange, but there's something mandarin orangey about it, quite complex, yet a very simple one. It wasn't what I was expecting from prior reviews I had, seen. From what I heard and what I smelled, I don't know, it didn't really, it was different. It was different. My experience with this one is different. A very likable one. It is not as complex, and it's also not super simple. It is like fresh, animalic, green, floral, like more floral, but also that cat paste civet animalic nuance, which is very, likable. It's not overly done. I don't get no tonka. I don't get no vanilla. I get a bit of a mask here, just a hint of the mask, But what I'm getting predominantly is going to be that, civet with the green, fresh mandarin orange, and some florals. I'm not even too sure the florals, Is it the geranium? I'm not too sure how geranium smells, but it gives me something floral, something floral, something animalic with the cat paste, it's beautiful, very beautiful, but not what I was expecting because of what I had seen, or had heard from, other places. But to me, it is a very beautiful one, something that you can wear year round. It feels more of a summer scent, but it also gives me something for colder weather, because of that civet animalic nuance I get in this one. So that's going to be Floor Oud from Khadlaj. And the last fragrance I have here is going to be Le Prestige Royale, which is reportedly inspired by Hibiscus Mahajad, a fragrance I have not come across, so I wouldn't be able to speak to that. What this one to me is a very candid floral scent with a makeup-y, lipsticky nuance. It doesn't have the notes of hibiscus as the one that it took inspiration from has. This one has the following notes, which includes blackcurrant bud, spearmint, cinnamon, Turkish rose absolute, water lily, amber seed absolute, benzoin, cedar, leather, and then vanilla. It doesn't have the notes of hibiscus, but somehow, and personally, I don't even know how hibiscus smells, but there's something about it, which gives me the impression that is the hibiscus they are talking about. There's something very candid, like the florals here feels very candid. The rose feels like a very candid Turkish rose, that kind of very rose infused Turkish delight, sort of feel. It gives me that very candid feel, and I also get something more floral, and I would like to believe that is what they are referring to as the hibiscus, although it doesn't have the notes of hibiscus, but there's this floral candid nuance I get in this one, coupled with that makeup-y lipstick vibes, which is very beautiful. It comes across as very feminine to me because of that lipsticky nuance. It doesn't give me masculine vibes at all. It's like candid florals and that makeup-y nuance. I don't get much of the leather, if the leather is present, then it's very like negligible. The vanilla, not so much. It doesn't come across as a creamy gourmand vanilla scent. It is more of a candid rose and that candid floral, which I perceive to be that hibiscus, coupled with that makeup-y, lipsticky, feminine vibes. Very well done. There's nothing about this that I hate. I think probably I might get a full bottle, maybe at the end of the month. I'm just doing my budget to see which ones I will get and which ones I will not, so probably it's going to be on my next purchase. I love it. It is quite different. It doesn't come across as anything I have already in my collection. The Hibiscus Mahajad has been likened to the Lena exclusive, but personally, I don't get that, I don't get that comparison at all. To me, it is different, there's nothing in my collection that I can really compare this one to, nuances of something, yes, I can get, but not entirely the same thing, It feels a bit of an old school. It has this old school vibe, yet also modern. You know, there's something old schoolish about it, but also quite modern. It gives me something like a very modernized old school lipsticky fragrance, you know, like those old school type which has been modernized into something like contemporary. You know, that is the best way I can describe this one. You know, very different from a lot of fragrances I have come across. These are the 5 Khadlaj fragrances I wanted to bring to your attention today. There is more to come, so stay tuned, and this is going to be it for today. Please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up, and I hope to see you in my next one. Take care. Bye bye.